program live from the studio at the Paramount, brought to you by New York Cancer and Blood Specialists. Very special guest in here playing the Paramount this evening from Rusted Root, Michael Glabicki. Michael, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Can I call you Michael, or is it Mike?
Michael, yeah.
Because we just met,
Yeah.
So I don't want to get off on the wrong foot.
You're Big Mike, I'm Michael.
That's right. That's how they'll tell us apart from now on.
Yeah.
And I didn't wear my shades. Normally I wear the shades. I usually don't wear the good hat though.
All right. Well,
So
I think we're in good shape though.
Absolutely. That's the first time anybody's ever said that to me in Mecca. How do you like that? So let's talk Pittsburgh to get going. To prepare for this interview, I started looking at Pittsburgh cuisine, and I couldn't really find anything. Can you enlighten me on the old days of Pittsburgh and cuisine in Pittsburgh?
Well, it's a lot of Polish food, a lot of pierogies, stuffed cabbage, stuff like that. But pierogies are pretty much the main thing in Pittsburgh, right? What else is there? Anything?
I mean, like permanente sandwiches.
Oh, permanente sandwiches. Everything. Every sandwich gets fries on it. In coleslaw.
Sandwiches. Now you're talking my language.
Yeah.
Is there stuff that you miss being on the road? I imagine that you spend more time traveling than you do sitting at home.
Yeah. Well, my wife's here right now, so I'm going to say my wife whenever I'm on the road.
Okay, that's good. Extra points in that column?
Points, yeah.
Absolutely. So,
but no, I do. I mean, Pittsburgh's kind of very isolated. Even geographically, there's a lot of hills, and there's nothing really like it as far as the city goes in the country. So it really feels like an incubator. Like you're just there and you're isolated, and I love that from coming off the road.
How much time do you spend in Pittsburgh? Are you still living there full time?
About half the year we're in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
And you grew up in Pittsburgh. Did you ever reside anywhere else, or you always call Pittsburgh your home?
Pretty much always Pittsburgh. When I was growing up, we went to Florida a little bit, Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. But other than that, pretty much all Pittsburgh. We still live there.
So in all the travels of all the touring, you never found another place that you wanted to call home?
No, and I really tried. I was really looking and really excited to go somewhere else, but it never happened.
So let's fill in the fans on Rusted Root, where you're at now, and the new thing you got going here, and what the people are going to look forward to at the Paramount tonight.
Well, I started a new band called Uprooted. Rusted Root's on hiatus right now, and we're kind of re-envisioning the Rusted Root music, really taking it out, doing some different things with it, some different rhythms, different grooves. Really just all very different, and every night just trying to do something completely new and magical. And tonight we're just playing as a duo, me and Dirk Miller, the guitarist, and I play kick drum, he plays electric guitar with a lot of effects on it, and we just kind of get the rhythms going on the acoustic guitar and rock out.
What do you think is the most signature thing about your sound? Is it the instrumentation, is it the style of music, or is it the style of lyrics, as I'm sure most people would probably say?
Well, I think it starts with the songwriting. It's a tough thing to talk about. It's just, I don't know. There's a relationship between the rhythm of the guitar, of the voice, of the cadence of the vocal, the tones of the vocal, and then adding background vocals to it, and then the percussion became a sound for us. Now, if you strip away the background vocals and the percussion, really the character of the music really starts to grow out. So you don't feel like when you're watching a duo that you're missing anything. It gets bigger. The sounds that we're playing get bigger. So that's cool. So I'd have to say, like, if it's there already and you take away the other stuff, I'd have to say it's the songwriting that really makes the sound of Rusted Root.
I have a lot of friends that are really big fans. I've been getting stories to share with you. When you sit down, they're all good.
Okay, good.
When you sit down to write a song, are you trying to speak to a specific person out there? Are you trying to speak to someone that's like yourself, or is it another type of audience that you're writing to when you sit down to write a song?
That's a really good question. I think I tend to approach it like I'm having a dream, and I'm being given something, and I try to let that just sort of happen, which has become harder and harder because as you get older, you have a lot more thoughts, like, oh, this happened on that song, maybe this is happening again, that sort of stuff. But what you're really just trying to get to is just sort of let the dream come to you, and then you kind of figure out what it means later. Or you figure it out in the middle, and then you finish the song because you kind of know what it means. That happens a lot too. So, but I think there's a more community type aspect to my writing than most people. A lot of people write about their own experiences, and I write about my own experiences, but I also write in this sort of community aspect, and I have a way to communicate to the community in a way that people go like, what is this? I feel the same way, but it's also something that I think everybody feels.
I was talking about creativity recently